number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is...
Welcome to Studio Time with Zach. My name is Zachary Rutter, and on the easel today, we have some very exciting yet sad news. This tiny piece right here, featuring Iron Man comic books as the background as per the client's request, will be the final painting at Studio Friendship. My beautiful fiance Jess and I have found a house and we'll be moving in later this month, and we're sad to say goodbye, but we're very excited to start the next chapter of our lives. Let's dive into this piece and make it the best painting we've done for Studio Time yet. Let's get to work. Before we move on to today's painting, I thought it would be cool to reflect on all the fun that we've had at Studio Friendship before we say goodbye. Let's check it out.
Try to keep an open mind. I just can't sleep on this tonight. So stop this train. I wanna get off and go home again. I can't take the speed it's moving. I know I can't shout honestly. Want someone to stop this train.
It's gonna be hard to say goodbye to this place, but we've got a new studio coming, and it's gonna be just as magical as Studio Friendship has been for the last 2 years. Now let's move on to the skeleton outline.
So I play the numbers game and find a way to say life has just begun.
Not gonna lie, this is the smallest couple portrait I've ever done, and it is a challenge, but we got it looking good. That skeleton outline is ready to go. It's time to start coloring. Boom.
Don't follow me and change the flame.
Now, before we start coloring this piece, you know I have to go over today's lesson. It's pretty obvious. I kind of mentioned it in last week's episode. Hopefully I get a chance to do a face portrait to go over proportions of faces. Well, you guys are in luck. This beautiful couple wants their face, so let's teach you guys a little bit about how to paint a face. Now, as you can see, both faces are pointed in slightly different directions. That's okay. That just means you'll have to consider the direction of where the eyes, mouth, and nose are gonna go. So start with a circle. You're gonna wanna transform that into an upside down egg. Erase the center of the circle. Then you're gonna wanna map out where the eyes and nose will be by crossing the egg both up and down and left and right. From there, split the bottom half of the egg in half again to locate where the mouth will be, so that you can split the line again and find out the base of the nose and the bottom of the mouth. This is not an exact science, and like I said, this is basic proportion, but this is pretty much everything you're going to need to consider when drawing faces. Always consider that the center of the eyes is where the lines of the mouth will end on each side, and the ears are always aligned from eyes to mouth. The proportions of the female face are a little bit more complex, so I definitely recommend researching more about facial proportions before taking on something as challenging as that. It's time to start coloring, y'all. Boom! I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to understand the proportional measurements of the face. The only way to ever really get accustomed to it is to practice. So do as much drawing and painting of faces as you possibly can. Fun fact, this is going to be a cloudy day, and I think this might be the very first time I've ever painted a cloudy day. I don't know why, but that's exciting. I've been thinking a little bit about this whole cloudy day thing, and it's exciting because this couple asked for this painting of themselves, and it's a beautiful image of them together, but by making it a cloudy day, I think there's a great message about taking life as it comes and making the best of any situation. So, a cloudy day could be a beautiful work of art or a beautiful memory that you'll cherish forever. So as I mentioned before, we are moving out of Studio Friendship to a new home, and as you can see, packing has already begun, and our home has become a nightmare to live in and work in. But that's okay. we'll be out of here in just a few days, and I'll be working on a new studio space at a new home. So let's get back to work on this beautiful piece, the final piece of Studio Friendship.
You know, I'd love to tell you guys that I painted these faces with ease and it came naturally, but that's just not true. I struggled heavily. I did a lot of cover up and starting over with making them look as good as they do, but I'm very happy with how they're coming together, and the client I think is going to be really happy about it as well.
So one little trick that I'm able to use on Procreate that has proven to be pretty helpful in drawing faces is I'll actually take a photograph of the progress of the painting, upload it onto Procreate, and then overlap my original drawing on top of the painting so I can see where my mistakes are. So you can see this eye right here is pretty off in comparison to the drawing. So what I can go ahead and do is paint over that and start over again.
So one thing I absolutely love about art is that people want your art for the way you make it, you know? Every time I work on a painting, especially of faces or a portrait, I'm always considering the idea that they may be anticipating me to give them some type of Da Vinci masterpiece, but I'm always so relieved when they see the piece and love it.
We're almost at the finish line. All we gotta do from here on out is finish up these sun hearts and maybe add a little touch up in the sky.
Now would be a great time to let you guys know if any of you try these techniques out and happen to do a drawing or a painting or anything of the sort, message me, send me pictures, send me photos, ask me questions. I love talking to new artists, and I love giving any of the insight that I've learned in the last 3 years of being a professional artist. So follow me on Instagram, subscribe to YouTube, and hey, slide into my DMs if you have any questions or concerns.
The final step for any Zach Rutter painting, as you know, the signature. And there you have it. Another painting for Studio Time with Zach in the books. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you had fun, if you enjoyed yourself, if you learned a thing or two, please like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the fun happening at the studio. And be sure to check out my new studio when we finally do move out of Studio Friendship. That's right, this is the final painting to be done in my studio space. It's sad, it's bittersweet, but at the same time it's a beautiful painting for a beautiful couple, and I hope that they enjoy it as much as I did enjoy creating it. Thanks guys, see you next time.
As you know, we always end each episode of Studio Time with Zach with the close-ups. Check out all these beautiful details and let me know what you guys think of the final painting at Studio Friendship. And be on the lookout for the next video, which will be taking place in a whole new studio.
If you thought this video was over, you're wrong. Before we go, I thought I'd show you guys the studio space coming soon. That's right, a beautiful 2-car garage at our new home that tons of new art will be made in. Say goodbye to this beautiful painting. See you guys next time.